Find us live on radio, TV, the IBX Media app, and on YouTube. Just search Financially Speaking NC or get the link at WTIBFM.com. The opinions expressed in this show are for general informational purposes only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine what investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial, or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities and investment advisory services are offered through Genois Wealth Management Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Now, here's your host for Financially Speaking, certified financial advisor, Jim Taunton.
Hello, this is Jim Taunton. Welcome to Financially Speaking. I'll be your host for the next 30 minutes. Glad you joined me. And I'm sure most of you know this is a listener participation program. We'd love to have a call from you, anything financially related, question, comment. And number's 252-561-TALK, 561-8255. And I was reminded listening to my own open there that you can actually get this program on the IBX Media app. I have that on my phone. Go to your App Store or Play Store, download the IBX Media app, and then you can tune into 103.7 anywhere, anytime. You can also get me live on the regular radio, and you can get me live on YouTube at Financially Speaking NC. And if you missed that, you can always watch the program after the fact on YouTube. Everything's archived, as you know. Financially Speaking NC. Go there and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. And all you have to do is, from then on, log into YouTube, and you'll get a notification when I go on air. And you can watch the program or listen. Probably better thing to do is put your phone down and just listen to it. That way you don't have to see my bald head for 30 minutes. I tell you, it's just hard to believe we've got 4 days to Christmas. As a matter of fact, this may be depressing to some of you, but 4 days from right now, most of your Christmas activities will be over. Now, some of you I know have Christmas, your main Christmas at night, so you get to look forward to it a little bit longer. But my family, we have our gift opening in the morning, and then we eat a big Christmas lunch with the whole family, and then recovery in the afternoon, probably a nap. And then usually in the evening, my wife and I will share what we've gotten for each other. But that's kind of the tag on the end of the day. But, man, when you look forward to things for months, literally, they go by in a flash. They really do. And you start thinking, I do anyway. I think about, gosh, 3 weeks ago, I just put up these decorations. And, 4 weeks ago, I bought the first present. La-da-da-da-da-da. We'll start crying. Keep talking. No, it's a great time of year. We had great celebration in our church, Open Door Church, last Sunday. Have a good Christmas Eve service coming up. Looking forward to that. I was able to sing in a little choir last week. We backed up a professional known as Beth. I guess I won't give her last name. She actually teaches music at Chicago. She is a pro. And we did the same thing last year, and it's just phenomenal. It wouldn't be Christmas without hearing her sing "Oh Holy Night." But if you need somewhere to go on Christmas Eve to celebrate, Open Door has 3 services, 10, 12, and 2. And we'd love to have you. All right, we're going to go to a break, but pick up the phone and call, please. I need someone to call, ask me a question, or make a comment financially related. Something that's important to you. I'd much rather talk to you about that. So let me give the number. After I cough, just residual effects of that bronchitis that I had. This is like 4 weeks from when it started. It's incredible. You hear the news about respiratory illnesses on the rise in the area, and I can vouch for that. I really can. So the number here is 252-561-TALK, 561-8255. Call me during this 2-minute break, and we'll take your call when we come back.
Aiden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Aiden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Aiden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
Welcome back to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here, your host for the next 22 minutes now. I don't think we got a caller. I don't see a text from the producer, so that's a sad thing. So call me anytime, interrupt the monologue, please, and we'd love to talk to you about something you want to ask me a question about, financially related, or make a comment, and I'll chime in with you. So number again, 252-561-TALK, 561-8255. And always remember, when you call in with a question, your name goes into the drawing for the dinner for two at Atavola. I'll even pay the tip. Love to do that. Locally owned restaurant, great place to eat. Eat at Atavola at least once per week, sometimes twice. Great menu. All right, first of all, let me say Merry Christmas to everybody. 4 days, actually less than 4 days. Less than 4 days. Wow, it's incredible. All right, since we are at the end of a year, at the end of 2003, we're going into the beginning of 2004. I thought I'd share with you some ideas, some investment ideas for 2004. And a lot of this material is coming from an article from Morningstar. Morningstar is considered to be the top independent service for information on mutual funds and stocks and bonds and whatnot. They rate them with star ratings and just have some excellent material. And so a lot of what I'm sharing is from that. I also have a little blurb from Potomac Funds they sent. As we enter the final full trading week of 2023, actually we're at the tail end of that, we're taking a step back from year-end activities and taking a look and seeing where we are, where we're going. In a year where strategists remain bearish for most of the year, majority of them, especially economists, everyone just knew we were going to go into recession in 2023. And instead, the most closely tracked measure of the U.S. equity performance is on the verge of setting new records every day. They already set one record, and they're going to set a new record every day that it ends up above that mark. So, a lot of the prognosticators were wrong, and I'm glad they were wrong. I am glad they were wrong. We had a good year in the market. Excellent year in the market, actually. But Morningstar says that they are optimistic for both stocks
Jim,
and
you have
bonds.
a caller.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I texted you a while ago. My bad.
No, that's great. I didn't look at it. I'm sorry. I'm glad you interrupted me. My producer says we have a caller and don't want to keep them holding too long. So appreciate your calling
right
in.
as I
You were
said
on
that,
the air.
he hung up, unfortunately.
Oh, we hung up. Okay.
Yeah. Call back, Brock.
Very good. Okay. Just let me know. I will, let me get back to my, Brock. Okay. Come on, Brock, call back and we'll talk a little bit. So Morningstar is optimistic for stocks and bonds. And I talked about last week the fact that the environment that we're in right now would lend itself to being bullish for 2024 for stocks and bonds. And so I didn't have this article at that time, but of course I read and listen to people. I'm on conference calls all the time. I mean, people ask me, how often do you look at it, Jim? I'm every day. I mean, it's what I do every single day. So I'm privy to a lot of information. A lot of the information you could get yourself, but you just don't have time. You have to work another job. This is what I do for a living, so this is what I do every day. Assimilate information about markets, economies, planning and ideas and whatnot, taxes and things like that. So they are bullish about the equity and the fixed income market. And now let's, maybe they'll tell us some specifics and tell us why they're so bullish. I know they do because I've already read the article here. So among the basket of undervalued and unloved assets that they feel like might outperform for this coming year, and we're going to talk more detail in this in a minute. Just going to tell you what we're going to talk about, then we're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to tell you what we talked about. Okay, that's basic teaching 101. So there you go. Smaller capitalization value stocks, a small cap value, they believe will outperform in 2024. And so you might want to overweight. And just an idea, talk to your advisor. Never act on anything you hear on this program. What I talk about here is not advice. It is just more information is all. So take the information and go to your advisor and nail down what you want to do. Cyclical sectors like financials, for example, they specifically called out financials as an opportunity they felt like going into 2024. They feel like they're very attractive. So you can actually participate in financials with ETFs, probably the least expensive way of buying a basket of financials, banks. There are plenty of regional bank ETFs and then financial ETFs in general. So talk to your advisor about that. Globally, United Kingdom, specifically they mention, and emerging market equities. I talked to you about last week about international equities, emerging markets being a good opportunity because the prediction is that the value of the dollar is going to be going down in 2024. The value of the dollar going down makes international equities possibly perform a little bit better. And actually, that's going to be good for our markets as well because their currency will buy more of our goods and services and equities and fixed income. So there you go. All right, artificial intelligence, that's kind of a no-brainer there. And if you don't have a portfolio that's at least having a few artificial intelligence stocks in it, then you're probably missing the boat. Now, in my advisory accounts, I rely almost exclusively on third-party managers, and they're the ones that make the tactical decisions. But I know for a fact that majority of those third-party managers are purchasing some artificial intelligence stocks. But I mean, if you have control of your own money, then you could buy an artificial intelligence stock yourself. And I've mentioned NVIDIA in particular on this program for the last 1.5 to 2 years, literally. I brought NVIDIA to you, the listening audience. I guess it was 2 years ago. And had you listened to me, you'd have made 200%, on the money. I mean, the stock's just gone crazy. And I still think there's a lot of room for that stock to go up. So we'll see what happens there. Geopolitical risk is, and they mentioned that particular is probably the one bearish thing that's out there for 2024. Let's talk a little bit more detail about small cap value stocks. Small cap value is the bottom right corner of the Morningstar Style Box grid. And when we say small cap, this is not a mom and pop store on the corner. That's micro or lower than micro. The small caps are still relatively large companies. And value just simply means that they are undervalued, pay a good dividend compared to other companies like that one you're looking at. But basically the price per share, the price to earnings ratio is lower than the market averages. So they're cheaper stocks. That's what a value mentality is. You're buying cheaper stocks. A growth mentality says, even if the stock has a price that seems to be slightly overvalued, if the stock is positioned for growth going forward, has good market share and good vision, then that is a good play. So it's just a different mentality, but you can easily go across the board and buy the whole spectrum, of equities: value, growth, blend, small cap, mid cap, large cap. You can get them all easily. Your advisor can get them all for you with either mutual funds or exchange traded funds. Not hard to do at all. Producer, let me know when Brock calls back. I know he will. At least I hope he will. All right. The 10-year U.S. Treasury index has fallen substantially since its peak. And it's just an indicator that the fixed income market, which is bonds, are now much more attractive than they were. And if the interest rates keep falling, which almost everyone is predicting, you're going to get some appreciation on share prices, on bond mutual funds and ETFs and individual bonds that you're holding. They're going to appreciate in price. So you're going to be clipping coupons, what we call it, receiving the interest on the bonds, plus the price of the bonds are going to appreciate. So the combination of those two things is called your total return. It's like when you buy a rental house and you're receiving rent. Your rent remains relatively constant. The price of the house that you're renting out depends on the market. If it also appreciates and you've got rent coming in plus the appreciation of the price of the house, the combination of the two is your total return. Well, bonds work very similarly. All right. They're saying that fixed income strategy applies especially to the United States, United Kingdom, Australia, where the yields are at a point now that they are offering real returns. inflation hedge type returns. So what I want to talk about a little bit now is the comparison between return or nominal return or yield versus purchasing power. If you bought, for example, a bond that was paying 5%, and without having any other information, you might say, "Hey, that's a pretty good return." But if inflation was consistently at 6%, which is not, of course, but if it were, you actually would be losing 1% per year in purchasing power. And that's really the measure by which you measure the performance of your investments and investment portfolio. You have to have increasing purchasing power to have a real return on your assets. That's why you have to have some equity exposure in your portfolio over an extended period to really get anywhere, because stocks are the only asset class that outperform the inflation rate considerably. And we're looking at history here in the last 70, 80 years. And of course, you have periods where they greatly underperform, but over an extended period of time, they have always outperformed the inflation rate. So you need increasing purchasing power. I tell clients all the time that, especially clients that are just so afraid of investing because, I might get an account statement one month that's less than last month. Okay, I see the text. He's back on. So, Brock, thanks for calling back. You're on the air. Go right ahead with your question.
Yes, I wanted to know, I'm 26 years old, and I just wanted to know, what would be the best thing for a young person to do to use their money so it won't get affected by inflation as much. I know the inflation rate's really bad right now, but I just wondered what would be some steps to take as a young person saving money, so that their money wouldn't be affected by inflation as much.
Brock, that's a great question. I owe you for that one. And first thing, did you give your phone number to the producer when you call in?
I did.
Okay, good. So you'll be in the drawing for the dinner for two. All right. Young person has probably not done a whole lot of investing prior and wants to consistently invest over their lifetime. You need to start with a mutual fund. Yeah, you need to start with a mutual fund, plain and simple. I have some mutual funds, and I consider my favorites for individuals like that. If you want to start putting away $250, $500 a month or that kind of thing and start building, and you can diversify later. But you can get into mutual funds that invest in growth and income type stocks, large cap dividend paying stocks, and invest on a systematic monthly basis, have it drafted from your account. It's called dollar cost averaging. Really one of the
just have it automatically drafted just so I don't even have to think about it.
That is absolutely correct. The absolute best way to invest. Put it on a bank draft, let it go. And you start getting statements and you go, wow, okay, I'm growing my net worth.
And
so you need to talk to
what do you think, at what point do you think that you should start diversifying your portfolio?
It really depends on your financial position. And I say that related to career, net worth, and so forth, your other savings. It just really will all depend. But certainly we want to build up, a nest egg before we start becoming a little more risky with some of our investments. When you can afford to lose the money that we're diversifying with, and we can be more aggressive with some of it. And maybe pick some individual stocks that we like at a given time. But initially, mutual funds, I'm thinking about, Investment Company of America with American Funds, one of my all-time favorite funds, literally hundreds of stock positions held in that mutual fund. Been around since the 1930s. It's averaged 12% or so return over that period of time. So that's a good place to start. Anything like that, you can do it yourself. You get online, you can buy your own fund, set it up, and go. Or
I've tried investing by myself, and it has not gone as good as I'd like. I feel like I lose more than I win. But
yeah,
I'm just kind of a novice to it. So
yeah, you're one of the 99% that's the same.
yeah.
So I'd suggest you interview some financial advisors, find one that you're comfortable with, that you communicate well with, and let that advisor work with you for the duration.
All right. Well, I appreciate it.
And what I'm going to do, Brock, is I'm going to give out my contact information, but you can hang up, and just listen, and get your pencil and write this stuff down. Yeah, thank you for calling. I appreciate it very much. Right. And you call me, we'll get together. First meeting with me is absolutely no cost or obligation at all, just to kick the tires and see if we can work together. My office number is area 252-756-4700, 4700. My email is jim@jtauntonfinancial.com. Last name is Taunton. So Jim@jtaunton, letter J, tauntonfinancial.com. My website is jtauntonfinancial.com. And you can get on there and find out probably more than you ever want to know about Jim. But that's a good thing. You need to know everything you can possibly know about your financial advisor before you lock it in, because it's an important decision. But that was a great question, Brock. I appreciate you calling in, man. And early is better, Brock. Early is time is more valuable than the amount. I'd rather you start $800 a month. I think that's I can't emphasize that more. You need to start investing immediately. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, we are almost off almost into the program. Let's take a really quick 2-minute break, come right back, and I'll have time to say bye, I guess. Talk to you later.
Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Ayton Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Ayton Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
All right, Jim Taunton back with you. And gosh, we have like 30 seconds to summarize what Morningstar is saying. Opportunities in international equities, healthcare financial services, small cap value, AI, positive real returns in fixed income. They prefer treasuries over corporates at this point, and currencies overseas because the value of the dollar is going to be going down. There you have it. As always, this is Jim Taunton helping you make all of your financial decisions good ones. Good night, everybody. Merry Christmas.